Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I'm Joseph Golier.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be bringing you the only review you ever need to listen to or read or anything like that of The Legend Returns, the 4.1 to 4.56, I believe, patches for Final Fantasy XIV. This is the content in between Stormblood, the 2017 expansion, and Shadowbringers, the 2019 expansion, which we shamefully didn't play when it came out. I regret that. Although, you know what? We were having a lot of fun with what we did play, so fuck it. And that was also part of our effort to finish the weekly podcast, and this would have thrown a fucking massive wrench into that.
You think that would have thrown a wrench into it?
If the speed in which we're going at it now is any indication, yes.
I can't believe how long this expansion patch work was.
Yeah.
Not ready for that. How long did we spend on it? Like a month? Like a month and a half?
It was about that long. Yeah. And it's funny because it was only like 40 quests or something like that, but it felt like it took forever.
You know, it's funny. We have a Patreon episode like ready to go, but we said no. We want to put like reviews in between.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So I feel bad for Steven. You know, he'll be coming up in an episode soon, guys.
Yeah. Although we initially later last week we were planning on. We didn't really plan to finish it this Monday. We thought it was going to be a little too much. Just because we had it was so much cutscene to get through, and I was sitting there finishing up a side quest line.
Yeah, you had fates to get rid of. Yeah.
And fates, I have to be ADD in this game. I have to piece of candy.
Yeah, nothing drives me more nuts.
To see me on the stream.
You know what? There are things that do drive me more nuts, like really long, ugly cutscenes. That drives me a little bit more nuts than me being like, Schweitz, we got to review the game and you're doing nothing.
This is the equivalent of you wanting to go home or go back to the hotel at KupoCon and looking inside the window and seeing me order another beer at the bar. You're like, son of a bitch.
God fucking damn it, dude.
What are you doing?
You know, I just wish people would just stop fucking trying to, get in my fucking way. That's what it is. That's what this is all about, man.
Yeah.
It's just like a life filled with me trying to get somewhere with other people and those other people slowing me down, bro.
And, the thing is, you might think he sounds insensitive with this, but technically when you're, if you're late to work and you almost run somebody down, like speeding, you don't see that person as a person. You see him as an obstacle. Because that's how our brains work. So I'm just being an obstacle here. It's not rude. I'm no longer human. When I'm doing a fate, I'm just a piece of filth in the way.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, I did that a few times.
I'm not angry about it at all. It's fine. It's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, we made it work. I didn't think we would get there by today, but
yeah.
Hey, here we are.
So I do have a quick announcement at the beginning of the show. I was a guest on the Here's Johnny podcast.
Yeah, a horror podcast started by some of our listeners.
Yes. So please go check that out. It was a lot of fun to do. It talks about the movie, which is premiering. I don't know when we're going to get this episode out. It might be the week later, but it is premiering on July 31st of this year of 2020. And if you're listening to this in a year from now, please go and rent the 13th Cross and help me make some of my money back. Thank you very much. I don't know when it's going to come out yet. They are still figuring that out at the distribution company. So there's that. Please go listen to the Here's Johnny podcast. Anyway.
Yeah, hit it up.
Now we can talk about 14.
Yeah, it was... So, okay, here's the thing that happens every time Joe and I come back to 14. So the way in which we play this game... We played 14's original A Realm Reborn, right? Of course, it wasn't the original game because that game is gone, and it has been gone since we started the show. But we played A Realm Reborn, and then we stopped. Even though there was more stuff out after that, Heaven's Word was completely out. there was a lot of stuff that was out when we finished up A Realm Reborn, but we said no, we're going to stop here. And so when we came back to do Heavensward, the game had changed drastically because now we're starting to get into late game content, and it's not just a simplistic rotation of moves anymore. Now you have a more complex deal going on. And then we finish that, and then we take more like a 2.5. It was almost like a 3-year break this time because I think we did Stormblood.
No, we did Stormblood when it came out.
Yeah, and that was
It was just our timing.
That was like
was right
2
on.
years, and Shadowbringers is a year old now. That's crazy to me.
We decided to put Shadowbringers off.
Yeah,
and I feel like there was what was the reason why? Do you remember?
It was because we wanted to finish out all the weekly podcasts so that we can then move to.
Okay, you already said that. Okay.
Yeah, so we wanted to get done with all of the mainline Final Fantasies, even though this one technically supersedes some of the stuff we did, and we had like a what is that word? It's like the word that Law
Our
uses.
order.
It's not necessarily order. I mean, it is our order, but we had like a prerequisite that this is the hierarchy of when things come out.
I know it. I lost the
Precedent.
word too. Precedence.
Yeah, we had a precedence to stop what we were not stop what we were doing. We've never stopped what we're doing. Because these games don't sneak up on you in the night. Like when 15 came out, we weren't in the main line anymore, obviously. And we finished up what we were doing. And then when 15 launched, we played 15. And then we went back to what we were doing. For this one, we didn't do that because we didn't want to be stuck in a million-hour MMO while we were trying to, like, get through some of these, honestly, not that great games at the very end of the weekly podcast.
Crystal Bears is one of the greatest Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And Dissidia NT also. You can listen to our finale fantasy episode.
Yeah, so in order to make that happen and to like kind of ease things off of us, and you also had your movie coming up. There's a lot of things, a lot of time commitments that we had. Mostly, a lot of it was you. I mean, I wanted to do this expansion, but I was also like, I get it, and I was fine letting it sit. So we let it sit for far too long, and now we're finally getting into it, which is crazy because next year there should be another one. Like, there should be another expansion of this game in a year.
Why are you laughing, Schweiss?
We're that fucking far behind. Because, man, if we get, like, what are we going to do, like, 3 more mana games, and then, like, boom, 14 again? It's like, fuck.
God.
I love it, though. I enjoy playing the game.
I
It's a lot of
enjoy.
fun.
It's starting to wear on me. This
Yeah.
game is starting to wear on me. Yeah.
The long-windedness of it. I had a moment in one of the last cutscenes earlier today, and
We will talk about it anon, Schweiss. We will talk about it anon. We will talk of it anon. We will speak of it anon. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Let me get the language correct.
Yeah, you gotta.
We will speak of
get
it
that
anon.
Eorzean dialect.
We will speak of the length of the adventure anon. That's about 1/8 the size of any line in this game, by the way, in any cutscene.
What I had the moment when I was reading cutscenes near the end, I said, you know what? Because Chase was in the chat and he was talking to me. He was like, "Man, you're narrating like the whole game." And I was like, "No, there's a chunk of narration that they do." And then I said,
voice acting.
Yeah, and then I said, you know what? I bet they could probably cut everything that's not voice acted because all of the important stuff has voice acting. And if they cut the rest of that out, then the game's like way better. Like the story is way more concise. And William Shakespeare had it right. Brevity is the soul of wit.
The soul
right?
of wit. Yeah,
This
they've
thing
never
is-
fucking heard that over there.
Yeah, this is the most long-winded bastard that's ever
God.
lived.
It's so.
And you do tune out, and even if there's cool
I
stuff.
tuned completely out.
Yeah, I didn't, but there's a lot of stuff in this expansion that I like, but I could see by tuning out, you not even catching it, not appreciating what it was, because it's just so much dialogue.
Yes, and I had a moment about halfway through this game. It wasn't this expansion. It was probably the first time I shared it with you, where I said, about 80% of the time, the only thing that matters in this text box is the first sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such long-winded writing and I was so checked out. I had trouble, and I watched them all, Schweiss. I watched all of them. I had trouble remembering a single fucking cutscene in this game. In this expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple images that come to mind. And when I pointed out the awful camera the other day, the awful shot in the cutscene, I remember that shot for some reason. Probably because I was pointing it out. Probably because I had an emotional reaction to seeing a game where it's all coded. This isn't the player moving around and moving the camera around. No, when they have a cutscene, they decide where people stand, and they animate them, and they animate the camera, and they chose the ugliest angle you could think of. And that is one of the shots I remember from this game. Yes.
Did you notice the one at the very end when they were doing their meeting where they were discussing like possible treaties and like trying to come to an agreement? Yeah, I loved that. Like there's like 4 people synchronized nod.
Everybody nodding.
But it was when they walked away and the table was empty. It was like the empty table, but it was like askew in the camera thing. And I thought of you bitching about that the other day, and I was like, yeah, why do they do that all the time? Because it's the
cutscene director in this expansion, not when it gets dramatic and there's voice acting and like something's happening. Well, even some with voice acting, and maybe has the worst eye of any video game cutscene director of all time.
Yeah. And you're right. It's not like they have to move an actual camera and like capture these moments.
No,
it's all
they choose
created.
where the fucking camera is.
Every bit of it is
just
them.
Fucking rule of thirds that motherfucker. What the fuck is wrong with it? There was like a hill behind them, and then like each person was the height of the hill, and the top person, like the person on the left-hand side of the screen's head was like half cut off. It was just a super unbalanced, terrible image. All these characters are standing in a line, like you do when you're in a field with your friends. You stand in a fucking line. No one's moving.
They talk to each other like through the side of your face.
And you talk to each other in super passive voice, and then you could say anon 1,200 times. And then I know when I do a first draft of a screenplay, I do put the word, let's say the character's name is Tanya. Tanya nods, instead of using beat. And then I have to go in the second draft. I go through and I get rid of all the fucking nodding. They forgot to do that. They forgot to take care of the nods.
There's a lot of nod. It's like Star Wars to the max, dude. And like the one near the end, I was just like, Jesus Christ. Because it's like 4 people on either side of you, just like synchronized nod. And then you turn to the other side and everyone's synchronized nod. And then you all flip the Emperor off.
It's not like you have real actors and like they have marks to hit. They have places on the floor. You put marks down.
Yeah.
So that like literally like either a piece of tape or you have these like beanbag things. You put them down so that the actor goes into their spot.
Yeah, so the shot's perfect.
So that the shot looks good.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes an actor misses a mark. And then you have to decide in the edit
if it's worth
when
keeping.
It's real people. You have to decide, is the performance too good? Like we even though the actor didn't hit their mark, even though they're not totally in focus, should we keep the shot anyway? That's a real decision you have to make. Because the top priority, if you read like Walter Murch's book, on editing, is like the top priority is emotion. Then the second most priority is story. And then way down at the bottom is, did the actors hit their marks?
Yeah.
So you do have to make those decisions, but this is a game where they control literally everything in it. And they still have like the ugliest shots I've ever seen. It looks like Birdemic, some of these fucking shots, dude. They're fucking bad. So, sorry. Not like the really dramatic where they're thought out. Like, I feel like, some guy worked at the company for forever to be able to direct the cutscenes, And, like, that guy really gives a shit. But, like, the little like, patch 4.3 quest number 4 cutscene, no, we're just gonna, like, oh, what do they say? Okay, I'll have them stand in a line. And, I don't know, just throw the camera wherever.
Yeah.
You just got to kind of point it at them, and that'll be good.
Yeah, it's really annoying, and they do it all the time too.
Ugly.
And it's like, like you said, they control every aspect of it, so there's no reason why it should be that way in any way, shape, or
like,
form.
Whoops! I accidentally put the camera there.
Yeah. There's no editing room decisions like we see in actual movies or anything like that. So it's annoying, and it just adds to the, I don't know, to the grind of the experience, where it's just so much. There's so much content that you have to go through, and it looks boring, it sounds boring, it reads boring, and so you just tune out.
I tuned completely out of this expansion. I did.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some dungeons, and we'll talk about some gameplay stuff. But in terms of story, man, I checked out. So do you want to go over what happened? Then you can tell me the story.
Yeah, so I didn't check out nearly as hard as Joe did, but I did. I do understand the feeling, and that's something that we've always talked about with Final Fantasy XIV, and it's been a bane of its existence since the beginning. So it's always been kind of a problematic thing. So, the Final Fantasy XIV patch content begins right where Stormblood left off. Our heroes are currently seeking a candidate to lead the now liberated Alamigo. So at the very end of the last chunk of Stormblood itself, we freed Alamigo from the Garlemald Empire. They were coming in to take it over, and we've freed them now. And now we're trying to decide who the hell's going to lead this place. And so they kind of come up with an agreement for a parliamentary republic style of governing. So everyone's just kind of like on a panel, and they kind of all decide shit, whatever. So Arnivald wants to find King Theodoric's personal treasure to help pay for the Scion's actions. So this is one of the things that happens in the very beginning of the game. Part of this is due to they find Gosetsu, who is the giant samurai from the previous expansion. They find his sword for sale in a bazaar, and it's like super, super, super expensive. And Alphanod just decides that he's going to purchase this thing straight up, and not actually talk to any of the Scions before he does so. So that's a pretty pricey action. And so one of the ideas is that we're going to find this treasure from this guy that we fought in the previous expansion and use that money to fund these expenses. Jace, go upstairs. Go get.
We can hear you, bud.
God damn it! How many fucking times I gotta tell these people? Okay. So Nanamo is also arranging for the repatriation of some Alamegan refugees, people who fled the land, obviously. And she's using the soon-to-be-funded Saltery to provide work for the upcoming people. We have spent way too much time in the Saltery.
I remember that.
Yeah, do you remember the part where we had to, find the weak spot on these creatures? And it was like, oh, Jesus.
Oh.
And it took, 5 minutes
that
for
was
one of
this
them.
expansion?
Yeah.
This patchwork was so long that feels like years ago. What the fuck? Yes, I remember that.
It was ridiculous.
There was one where it was on the tip of the tongue.
Yeah, it was something really tiny.
I was like, I can't find it. And I had to go online and search, and someone was
God.
like, it's here, you idiot.
Yeah, so...
I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have 1,200 hours to just inch my way every pixel on that fucking target before it finally said that, oh, here's the weak spot.
Yeah,
Do you know that the weak spot is the mole on the chin?
Yeah. It was that precise. It was really annoying.
At least on one of them. One of them was really easy, and then the second one was just what the fuck?
Yeah. So she funds the reopening of the Saltery to kind of provide work for the upcoming people that are repatriating back into the nation. So kind of boosts the economy there. She later sends Raoban from her services so that he can return to his homeland. So she kind of cuts him loose. And then we move over to Doma, where Lord Hyan and Yugiri are flabbergasted at finding out that Gosetsu survived the collapse of an entire castle falling on him at the end of Stormblood. Unfortunately, Dominatrix Queen Extraordinaire Yotsuyu did as well, although I did not see her tobacco pipe until much later in this expansion. Gosetsu insists that the group spare her life since she's lost all of her previous memories of her evil past life. Shortly,
Me too.
yeah. Shortly after the group takes in Yotsuyu and Gosetsu, they are visited by a Garlean ambassador with an offer of peace. This guy claims to be part of the Populares Party, which is a faction within the Garlean Empire that is apparently seeking an end to the empirical expansionism of Garlemald. This guy is named Asahi, and he later suggests...
This is the name of a sushi restaurant in Orem.
It is. It's actually pretty good.
It is.
I like that place.
Now, hopefully they stay open during COVID.
I know, yeah. He later suggests a prisoner exchange as a friendly gesture towards the Domans, mainly Yotsuyo, who we find out is his stepsister. He also requests that no primals are summoned in the nearby region. Lord Hyan agrees to prevent the summoning of primals, but isn't ready to hand over Yotsuyu due to her amnesia, which is kind of ridiculous. And he also claims that it somehow doesn't make her a Garlean citizen because she doesn't remember that she's a Garlean citizen. And the guy, he just kind of says okay to that, and I was like... That's a ridiculous claim. Like, oh, we both know who this chick is, but she forgot who she is, so we're just going to keep her here instead of sending her back to her family. Like, you'd think they'd... I mean, she's an evil bitch, so maybe that's it, but whatever. So the deal is basically that if she fails to remember who she is by the time they exchange prisoners, she will remain in Doma. Asahi returns to the group with Yotsuyu's parents in hand, which causes her to have flashbacks to that one time that they sold her into prostitution as a child. Terribly, right? And prompts her to murder them in the night, which is insane.
Don't remember this.
You don't remember that?
No.
You don't remember her killing her parents?
Not at all, dude.
Damn, how
Dude, not at all. My memory was fucking wiped.
That's crazy.
I would watch a cutscene and not remember what just happened.
Wow.
I was so checked out, dude.
Yeah, that was
I mean, that sounds dramatically. It sounds very good.
It was weird. There's a lot of wide-eyed NPCs in that area. So when the prisoner exchange day comes, Asahi actually tricks Yotsuyu into summoning the primal Tsukuyomi to take her revenge. This apparently was actually our fault, and Asahi calls off the deal. We of course crush her. Asahi rubs the fact that Doma will never know peace in our faces, and then is stabbed to death by the knife-wielding maniac Yotsuyu during her dying breath. And we all thought the Lannisters were a fucked up family with these guys. These guys are something else, man. She killed her fucking parents, who of course sold her into, sex traffic as a child, and then she kills her brother. So they're gone, and it's like, well, okay, that was insane, but I guess we don't have to deal with those guys anymore. But once this battle's over, we discover that Asahi was acting on the orders of Xenos, fresh off the Harakiri chopping block, but yet somehow not, because at the end of Stormblood, he kills himself because he failed to kill us. But I guess he's not dead.
Chopping block?
Yeah.
Like a stabbing block, if it's going to be Harakiri.
Yeah, his goal was to discredit the Populares and move forward a party called the Optimates, a warmongering faction within the Garlean Empire. Maxima, who is Asahi's second-in-command, completes the prisoner exchange in the name of his ideals and his party, and promises to present the peace treaty when he returns home. Alphinaud volunteers to accompany him, but his ship is shot down, and he ends up being saved by a Garlean calling himself Shadowhunter. The rest of the Scions investigate the impossible possibility that the corpse of Xenos has been possessed by an Ascian to sow further seeds of chaos around the world. See, okay, when they said that, I was like, that can't be what's happening. Like, that just seems ridiculous. Like, the guy just lived. But apparently that seems to be what's going on. He's possessed. His dead body is being possessed by an Ascian. I feel like everyone wants to blame everything on the Ascians. Like, it is kind of always their fault, but like, I don't know, man. It seems like they go through these weird stretches. I'm saying maybe the Ascians are actually innocent.
Maybe the Ascians are to blame.
Maybe.
Should we round up the Ascians and put them into camps?
I think that's what they want to do.
Okay.
I don't want to. I kind of
that little, the little queen.
Yeah,
that's what she's gonna do.
Nanamo, yeah, she's gonna
starts growing a little mustache underneath her nose.
Frau Bon. Oh, we must bring the Ascian scum to the knees. Yeah, that is how I feel about it. Like the Ascians, they should all have like they They should all.
They should all wear something so that you can tell, who they are.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Just in
Oh
case
wait.
they cause any trouble, right?
Oh shit, they do. Yeah. It's like, maybe they're evil, or maybe they just have strong family values and good work ethics. I don't know. I don't know for sure. It's always one or the other when it comes to these things. And I can't tell.
Maybe they're Asian. Sorry.
So, and then maybe they make them wear masks so they stand out. Oh, man.
No comment.
Yeah, but that is apparently exactly what's happening to his dead body, to sow further seeds of chaos around the world, which is what they do. A political meeting is then held to welcome Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance, and the leaders discuss and debate on how to best respond to the newly reopened Ascian threat. So these guys have taken kind of a back seat for a little while, but now they are back in the full assault, as far as we can tell. This meeting is cut short by a psychic episode that leaves half of the Scions in comas, which is really weird. And you can hear in these whispers of a lack of balance and a need to restore equilibrium and kind of stuff like that, kind of leading into what eventually happens with the next expansion, I believe. Jack, come on. Lay down. Lay down. God, the fucking sounds. Oh, it's so irritating. Fuck. How many fucking files are we going to have for this bitch? Okay. So Maxima and some fellow Popularis members end up defecting to Alamigo, and they inform the group that Alphinaud has gone with Shadowhunter to investigate the Ascians and the Empire's movements to take Alamigo. The Alliance moves to defend. A ton of different groups assemble to help within the world, even people that aren't really part of the Alliance. Like, it's just like everyone's kind of coming together. The group repurposes ancient tech to create a shield wall capable of repelling aerial threats from the Empire. Alphinaud falls into the coma as well, and the Shadowhunter is revealed to be Gaius Van Baelsar, who was the original boss to A Realm Reborn.
Yes, he was.
Certainly.
Certainly was. Could not forget that. Could we?
It's funny because they always have these like fat boy, these like doughboy armors on. Like you look at
I'm feeling like a doughboy right now, dude. My COVID weight has not gone away.
Yeah.
I was doing good for like a week, and now I just feel like I feel so fucking fat right now.
I know what you mean, yeah. It's not great, but these guys, you ever notice that? Like, it's all of these dudes, they wear, like, massive stuff. Like, they're all really tall, like, massive people, but their armor is just, like, huge. They're just like, oh, yeah.
They're well fed.
Yeah, they're fucking chunk. At least their armor is.
I love a chunk man.
Yeah, I love a chunk man. So we find out it's Gaius Van Baelsar, but he has discarded his previous title and is now dedicated to destroying Ascians. He actually wears like the masks of the Ascians that he's killed on his fucking belt, which is pretty hardcore. He warns the group of a chemical weapon called Black Rose that has been used multiple times to insta-kill people. Yeah. Not the Ascians, though. The group has a parlay with the... It was never used on the Ascians. Rumors of such are lie.
Oh, please don't.
The group has a parlay with Emperor Varus before the ground invasion takes place, and he reveals his slightly xenophobic / social globalization plan.
Xenophobic?
Yeah. It's... Okay, so basically what he wants to do, he words it really weirdly. He wants them to join him, right? He says, like, the whole point of... Okay, so he represents, like, Empire. He represents, like, Rome, basically. And Rome wants to come in and wants to conquer all these heathens, which our guys they kind of are. They, like, have these almost men, these beastmen tribes that they slaughter at will and don't treat as, like, humans. They're always warring amongst each other. Rome comes in, fucks them up, and then, like, says, hey, you can do your own thing, but you got to follow a few rules, and that's it. And so Rome is coming in, and they're like, look, you guys need to you need to get in line because you're causing some problems. And he even accuses them of putting reality itself in danger. So this whole time we've been led to believe that us as the Warrior of Light, we're kind of restoring balance, but it's almost becoming like and this is what I told Joe earlier, it's almost becoming like Star Wars prequel thing where like the whole idea of Anakin was supposed to be he's supposed to bring balance to the Force, but what they don't realize is that what that means is it's going to be against the Jedi because there's no balance when you have like 1 million Jedi and like one Sith dude. There's like 2 Sith in that fucking series.
You're gonna bring overcorrection to the Force.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna fucking overcorrect like crazy. But that's kind of what he's implying that we are. That our group is. Our group is the problem. And so the whole time, and it's starting to bring in the whole idea of like yin and yang and like a balance to this world. And it's been kind of playing with that for a little while, but now it's like up in your face. It's in your grill. And his idea is he believes that they are the order and we are the chaos, and that kind of makes sense to me because they represent more of like a Roman style nation, and we're kind of these like little tribes of people, these like little groups of people doing our own thing peacefully, which of course they want to like destroy us and then subjugate us, kind of.
Like you would, yeah.
But yeah, of course. But it almost seems like we're like we always thought we were the good and they were the bad, or like we were the order and they're the chaos because they're bringing war, but they're trying to bring more order. And so it's kind of leading up to the idea that maybe we've done too much good, which seems weird. And I don't know how they're going to flip it because I like the idea of it being chaos and order versus good and evil, because too much good doesn't sound like a bad thing, but too much order does sound like a bad thing because then it becomes like, it becomes you can't do anything you want ever. It's a tyrannical system, and that's what it seems like. I mean, that's what the Empire will bring inevitably, is what it seems like anyway.
It's an empire.
But you are also chaos, so you have no order. You have, fucking...
Look, man, I'm just a warrior of light. Okay?
Yeah. I'm apolitical in this world.
Yeah, man, I hardly ever talk. All I do is nod, okay?
I
just make everybody feel happy. I just agree with them with a nod.
Yeah, I have 2 responses that slightly differ.
I'm a bit of a Machiavellian figure. I just kind of like get into power, situations with a lot of power, and I just kind of nod,
Yeah.
Make them think you're on their side while you are, like getting your own plans ready.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
that'll be the next expansion.
Yeah, so he wants to do that, and he wants to. It's almost like a social globalization thing too, where his idea is it's not so much that he wants to eradicate us because we're filth, which is kind of the more xenophobic or whatever the fuck. I think I'm saying Xeno because of Lord Xenos, but so it's not necessarily like wipe them out and then repopulate with nothing but Garlemald people. It's like make them part of you. It's all, and he talks about this. He uses this language that's like, it's very real. A lot of people in real life, this is the theme where it's like we're all one people. Like it's break down the walls, let's all become one. And that's kind of one of his ideas. And it's like, and these guys are like, yeah, I don't think so. Like, we actually kind of like having our differences. We think those make us stronger. And he's like, no. And so they all stand up and then nod in unison and flip him off and show him their balls.
I'm with Xenos.
Yeah.
We're all one.
Yeah.
I got my cure for racism is you can't fuck anybody of your own race.
Yeah.
And then we'll all become like, it's like one people. One.
Yeah, that's Joe's tyrannical future.
Yeah, that's my tyrannical future.
Yeah, he told me that, and I was like, man, I think I might have to assassinate you.
Told you, I can't run for president. I can only run for emperor.
Yeah, that's right.
I would not be happy as a president.
I
would be vying for more power, which is why I shouldn't do it.
Exactly. There you go. So the group doesn't stand for it, and we end up fighting. It's this huge battle. They're invading our lands. We end up winning, of course, and then Alisei falls into a coma as well, and we manage to drive away the Ascian wearing Xenos' flesh suit. So we fight him once again in a pretty epic fight. A lot of AoEs, a lot of crazy shit like flying down. Kind of rough for me with my fucking long-ass cast times, but I only died once. I died once to the fucking one before where you're fighting as what's-his-face.
I mean, I think it's a little odd that, some black mages, when they're not named El Husk in the game, are not bullet sponges.
Yeah.
But every time there's an El Husk in my party, they seem to take a lot more damage than a usual black mage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what's up with that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's so unfair to you, Schweiss.
It is, yeah.
Because yours is named El Husk.
It is.
It's just a curse.
So after that, we get our own little coma cutscene, our food poisoning dream, and we see a masked figure, well, not a hooded figure, tell us to seek out a beacon at the Crystal Tower to avert total destruction.
Yeah, it's a teaser.
And it implies that this is the guy who's been... No, it's not the guy who's been whispering to us all along, but it's really getting into this idea that there's too much... The scales have tipped too far in the line of order or chaos or whatever you want to have it. I don't know which side we are technically in the world. And us, as the Warrior of Light, our actions, our interference is actually risking the entire existence of humanity or of this entire world. Is kind of what it's implying with the end of this, with the end of these patches, which is really interesting because up to this point we've just been the good guy. Like we're always just the good guy, and it's kind of been two-dimensional in a lot of ways with that. But now we're getting people coming back as
occasionally we get a line.
Yeah,
it's really growing our character. Yeah,
I don't like that actually.
No, I don't like it either.
I kind of like this as the silent protagonist. You know what I mean? But now we have like literal lines of dialogue, and I was like,
which line of dialogue would you choose? Well, I mean, like the writers were like, look, I can't cut a word, but I'll add a line so that it makes a game.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give them two choices. The choices won't fucking matter.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. This is a really cool expansion though, because you can see where the Emperor is coming from in a lot of this. Like you can see where it would be important because he wants to unite to destroy the Ascians. That's what he claims anyway. Of course, we have like an Ascian that's kind of like his great-grandfather or his grandfather or something like that, because apparently their whole empire, according to the Ascians and the current emperor, was formed by the Ascians. Like it began as an Ascian from an Ascian. So they're like, now he's like, well, I guess we're going to have to embrace this because he's an idiot. But
I'm pretty sure, Schweiss, you just like saying the word Ascian.
Yeah,
because
it's a pretty good one.
Ass in it.
It is a pretty good one.
And I'm a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
The Ascians.
So I can kind of see where Emperor Varus is coming from with trying to unite to destroy the common enemy, but we don't really know if he actually wants to do that because he has like a court jester guy basically. It's a lot like 15's antagonist, you know, with what's his name? I almost said Aldwin, but it's not Aldwin. That's one of our listeners. It's
Hold on.
God, what is the? I can see his face.
Arden.
Arden, that's right, Arden. He reminds me a lot.
Just kill me. Schweiss, did we host a Final Fantasy podcast before today?
I don't think so. This is our first episode of this.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
I don't know, man. But he reminds me a lot of Arden, like that guy that was talking to the Emperor all the time. Like he reminds me of like an Arden figure meddling with the Empire and the Emperor himself to further his own means. So I'm not sure.
Like a worm tongue.
Yeah, he is a worm tongue. Yeah. So it feels like, and I'm not sure if the Emperor is actually trying to overturn the Ascians or if he's just become part of their team because he's been like brainwashed by him by the worm tongue figure in his court that keeps coming back and keeps like interfering. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of know where it's going to go from here because with Shadowbringers, it's very on the nose as far as what we're going to do. We're going to be Warriors of Darkness.
Are we the Shadowbringers then?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I think we are. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
And that's really cool because that's one thing that we always wanted from Final Fantasy III. It's like we had that Warriors of Dark that we met in the end, and they talked about how like the world went too far to the light, like it had too much in one direction, and they had to come along. They were basically, you know, fucking virgin birthed into the world. Like just they came into being, and like to then shift the tides and make it more even to have that balance.
Interesting.
And this is us now, I think, as the Warrior of Light. I think we're going to become the Warrior of Darkness. And we saw the Warriors of Darkness in the last chunk in Shadowbringers. But like
I remember that.
They do it so weird. Like it's like there's like the content all like bleeds. It's like ink that you don't let dry. Like bleeds into the next thing. So like the shit at the end of Stormblood bled into the beginning of this with the girl and the samurai guy, right? And then like that's gone now. Like that doesn't matter at all because what's happening now is like the Asians and the Empire's coming, and then like it's like, oh, there's an imbalance in the force or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and so it's going to cause serious problems.
You know what's bugging me, Schweiss?
What?
And it's bugged me about the whole thing, and it bugs me about FF13 as well. No context. Everything is a cutscene with a few people, and because of the way you explore the world of Final Fantasy XIV, it does feel big, while at the same time feeling kind of confined when you're hearing about these empires and stuff. And I know you go into them. I know you go into these battles where everybody's battling, but I could really use an establishing shot.
Yeah,
I could use an establishing shot, or what they did in FF12, which I know is like cheesy and kind of cheap and whatever, but if you got a fucking map that tells me where everything is and kind of reminds me of like what's at stake, just on a bigger level, I think you can pull me in more. I think instead of making it a story where it's like a committee, like having like one, which they did in 11, they always had like a protagonist character, right? It was Lion, or it was what's her name? Whatever. Okay.
The others.
The girl in all red and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They always had like a protagonist, and you were kind of just like watching their story.
Yeah.
And therefore you have the opportunity to get more emotionally invested into it. And I gotta say, dude, I was checked out of this. Now, I remember enjoying Stormblood's story. I remember enjoying most of Heavensward's story. And I remember enjoying the patch story after A Realm Reborn.
Yeah, the Dragon Song War. There was some cool shit in there,
I didn't really care for, from what I remember, I didn't care for A Realm Reborn's regular story.
Well, we ranked it pretty low.
But I gotta say, dude, I was checked out of this thing. Now, I do know, I have hope for the next expansion. And it's specifically because, you know, new players can come in and totally skip expansions. So whatever story they bring in to the next one has to have a beginning, middle, and an end.
Yeah.
Just for those players coming in. So I feel like just like it did with Stormblood or something like that, it can bring it back.
Yeah.
And I can enjoy it as like a full by itself sort of story thing, but I was completely checked out of this one.
Oh shit, sorry.
Been smoking?
No, I swallowed my saliva there.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I was talking about a minute ago, where it feels like it's like the bleeding of Stormblood into this content, and then like suddenly we're then like streaking into the full-fledged Shadowbringers, and it's weird. It gives you more to do because it's every 2 years they come out with an expansion for this thing, which means we should get 2 more expansions. Because we're level 80 now, and then we'll go from 80 to 90, and then we'll go from 90 to 99, and then I think
didn't matter with 11; they went to 110.
Yeah. Like, fuck. I don't know if they'll do that. It depends on how popular it is, but even then, I don't know if they would go past. How would they do that? 11, we had like post 99 stat boost too, as well, which is like I keep playing forever.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. You could just get like incremental, tiny little stat boosts.
God, and the problem is that everyone that tells you that they count they're right, but it's so fucking sick. Every one of those was like, how many crabs? How many family lines of crabs on that beach did we fucking kill?
I'm surprised they're not extinct by now.
Yeah, like where's the last one? Where's Lightning Returns is like giant pink crab that's like the final crab, and then you extinct their entire
the queen crab
population. Yeah, she's popping out little ones. You got to take them out as they get out,
God.
and then it's gone. It's all gone.
You become one with the crab. You know. It's Alien 4.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Like to get like slight incremental ups, we were just completely destroying this population of wildlife. It's crazy. And who knows what like effect that had on the environment nearby. Like what if those crabs like kept the crazy seagulls at bay, because these crabs could just snip them out of the fucking sky, and now there's just going to be rot with seagulls, like just killing everything and everyone because of us and our greed.
That's right, man.
And our slight incremental increases over time.
It's funny in FF11, And it honestly, any of these MMO ones, it's like you'll be in one area and like a worm will be nothing, but a worm in this other area will murder you.
Yeah, yeah. And you're like, it's like when you think about it, you're like, why does it do that?
Like, why is this crab wiping me out at level 60?
It's a crab.
It's a fucking crab. I should be able to outrun it, but you can't. You can't outrun it in 11. You fucking fucked, dude.
Yeah,
you gotta go through 9/10 of the map before the crab will leave you alone. Sometimes it'll follow you into the next map. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah. It's like there's no escape.
There's no escape from the crab.
Yeah. No escaping free. Dude.
But anyway, I gotta say, man, I was totally checked out of these of the Legend Returns. I was absolutely out of it, and I mean, I was ready to get into it, like if it had pulled me, but it didn't. Yeah. It didn't, and so like mostly it was just like excruciatingly long cutscenes.
Yeah, and I mean,
followed by occasional dungeons.
When I did the write-up on it, I most of it I did remember, but there's so much more in there than what we gave you, like than what we described. Like it's miles of dialogue, and I'm like, I said it on the tail end of reviewing this, or not reviewing it, playing it earlier today. I was like, if it's not worth paying a voice actor, then it's probably not needed. And so you could cut down the time. And I know that one of the ideas is to keep you playing the game because it's an MMO, it's subscription-based. They need to have the content.
Yeah, and it's been months or whatever, and then, we get some cutscenes. It's going to be interesting for a little while.
Yeah, yeah, but then it's like you could still make it strong and make it shorter, and maybe even focus more on giving us more
being
dungeons.
Like funny. Like I did like a Hildebrand quest, and I'm like, these are kind of funny.
Yeah.
And like, why don't they just like for the stuff in between? Why do we still have to have like this world-ending shit? Why can't we like have like some Shanto,
have a break? Yeah,
random kind of interesting things that show off the world in a different way. I don't know, man. I was completely out of this one.
So for mine, this really bothers me because they're not supposed to be in the same universe, but it's in the Black Mage quests. There's a chick called Shatoto. It's like Shat Toto.
It's like the shitty one.
Yeah, she's like the shat.
She's the shatty version. One.
Yeah, the one that nobody talks about. It's just so low quality. Yeah, I thought it was really funny because then I was like, well, we're not supposed to be connected like that, so what the fuck?
You just go through like a wormhole and then come out on the other side and there's Shat Toto.
Yeah, yeah. It's like an alternate universe. She's just a little shittier and grubbier.
Instead of Humes, there's humans.
Yeah. It's just layers of like, things are slightly fucked up. When you go one layer down, you fight Shat Toto.
Shat Toto. That's funny.
Yeah, I liked the story stuff in this one. If I'm going to be honest, I do think the pacing is terrible. I think that it suffers from way too much dialogue, very long-winded, and it's hard because this is supposed to be a game that you play together. So we're in a party together, and we're talking, and we're reading, and we're trying to do these cutscenes, and like honestly.
This is what I would say to the guys making the game. Every time you're thinking about doing an individual fight, let's make it multiplayer for God fucking sakes.
Yeah, because that's what makes it fun. I mean, we want to play with friends, and we're doing the bonus content. I mean, we have some stuff. We didn't do the Rabanaster 8-man or 16 or 720-man raid. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it makes me
whatever.
I did one 24-man raid, and it was just
crazy.
The lag on my PS4 was insane.
We did that a while ago. I think it was the Crystal Tower, if I remember right, but it was long ago that we did it.
Yeah.
But there's one for Rabanaster, but we didn't do it for this one, and I kind of feel bad. But we're going to catch up on all of those. We're going to catch up on all the trials, all the dungeons. I think we've caught up on the dungeons, actually.
We're caught up on all the dungeons. We've done every dungeon in the game.
The only trials...
up to Stormblood. Sorry.
Yeah. The only trials I'm not interested in doing are the extremes, because I don't care enough. And I want to do them in their original form.
I want them all check-marked.
You want to just go in unsynced?
Unsync them.
Okay.
If we can. Yeah, go in unsync.
I think we can, and we'll dominate. The problem is I don't want to have to... Because like the Black Mage rotation now is like ludicrous. I don't want to have to like go down to level 50 and not have any of my fucking moves because I don't want to reset my goddamn hotbar every 2 seconds.
You know what? It's different than it used to be, and I noticed this as a white mage. I put newer stuff on my hotbar, and it just like downgraded it on the next fight.
It does that.
It was
yeah.
automatic. It wasn't automatic before. I
Yeah.
remember specifically going into fights and being like, "Why is this not on my hotbar?"
Yeah, it does that for me too. But there are moves that I have that are only level 70. Like it's only one move. You get it when you hit 70, and that's it. And so like I just don't. It just doesn't exist. It's
Right.
not that I don't. It's not that it's the lesser version of it that I get. It's that the move's gone.
Yeah, but you should be okay going down a level with with the better item level on your character.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
That's if we go
You're
in
right.
synced though. That's if we go in synced.
Yeah.
Which I want to do. I would like to do it right, and I would rather do it synced for like the coils of Bahamut and stuff like that. But we can decide when we get there.
Yeah, we'll decide how many times we're willing to wipe.
If we get fucked, then I'm willing to go on sync because it's just such old content that it doesn't really matter. But I wanna knock out all that stuff, and we will knock out all that stuff.
We will. There's 4 trials we're ready to do from the original
Realm Reborn.
Realm Reborn,
Yeah,
which we have never done. There's 4 trials we haven't done.
and I know one
in
of
a
them's
Realm Reborn.
Ultros and one of them's Typhon from 6. So it's like the callback fights that we were just like. Eh.
I think I avoided them because I was looking at the quest and I was like, oh, I have to do crafting, and I guess you don't. You can just buy it. You can buy a certain weapon from the marketplace,
okay.
which is what I did. Which I just think that I looked up the requirements before,
And it said craft.
and it said craft, and I was like, fuck that. And but no, now I'm ready. Now
Yeah.
we're good.
So we're gonna. I think we should knock all of that out and then start Shadowbringers.
So
and then,
you want to have a lot of fun and then get right back into those cutscenes.
Yes. I want to have a lot of fun.
Let's figure out exactly how many trials we have left, exactly how many fucking dungeonless quests there are, and then space them out in between at like every 2 or 2.5 or whatever it is.
We just jump in together.
We just jump in and do a trial.
That would make sense for like the purposes of everyone that plays with us, though. I think it would be easier for them to be like, okay,
to hop on for
Monday night is like trial night, and like that's when we do the trials. That's when we do the raids. That's when we get all of the content that we haven't done yet done.
We can do a set amount. We can mathematically break this down so that we can have fun every once in a while. Schweiss.
We could do that too. Yeah,
In a massive multiplayer game,
yeah,
we can play multiplayer regularly,
that is true.
not irregularly, not after 12 quests.
It's like it's a lot in
No, I
Shadowbringers.
fucking
yeah.
saw the list. Yeah, man. I saw the list before. You showed it to me again. My heart is sinking. I know that the people who've played it, who've talked to us, say it's a really good expansion.
Yeah,
So my hopes are high that the story hooks me, and I want to watch all the cutscenes. But I gotta say, man, the Legend Returns. No,
yeah.
No, did not hook me. I have forgotten most of it. Already, and I
Yeah.
didn't avert my eyes. Like I wasn't like fuck this. I looked away. I was watching it.
Yeah, I get that.
And I just went, I don't know what's going on, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I get it. And in the beginning, that was how I was feeling. With like I thought it was interesting how like they had the whole plot where she comes back and she loses her memory and she regains it. And then I thought
And
the
I was
really
like, I understand. I really understand that.
Yeah.
I can connect with this character. I can't remember a goddamn fucking thing
Yeah.
that happened right before this.
I really thought the second half was very strong though, with like the bringing in the idea that there's like an imbalance, and it's you at the center of that imbalance, and you're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to do something to stop it. And like it almost seems like the universe itself is like putting these people in comas to like try to stop you from winning all the fucking time, because you winning all the fucking time is destroying you. But I don't know. At the same time, like I think there are parts of the story in this chunk that are really good, but I think it is far too thinned out. It's that ring in fucking Metals class that like you just want to you're like, let's just give it a little thinner, and then you ruin it.
It's one bag of tea in a large jug.
Yeah,
it's one tea bag in a huge pitcher.
It's not that the tea is bad. It's that there's way too much fucking water for the tea.
And then when you get to the tea bag part, you just suck on the actual tea bag. Those are like the cutscenes you remember at all.
Yeah. You're getting that flavor. You're sucking that flavor out of that sack. Getting every little ounce of flavor. And that's it. Yeah. The rest of it is the watered down tea that or the watery, the tea-ish water that you're drinking it by the gallon.
What's the joke that I saw when it talked about LaCroix or LaCroix, as I call it?
Yeah.
The nasty water, which now I can stand, but it's still not good. Like I'd rather have real water or like a real soda. I don't want the fuck this thing is. So it's like when you're drinking one of those, you tasted a peach LaCroix. And a peach LaCroix tastes like you're drinking water, and someone in another room shouts peach.
You just think there's peach there, but there's not peach.
You just hear the word peach while you're drinking
Comes
water,
to mind.
and that's what a LaCroix tastes like.
Yeah. It's more like while you're drinking Alka-Seltzer, though, because it's fucking nasty, dude. God. I don't know how those Europeans do it. They just have no joy. There's like no happiness in Europe. They have those skinny cans of LaCroix.
Dude, I watched a French movie the other day, all right? So I watch international film sometimes, to check things off my list, and sometimes I find stuff I really like. But I had this thought, having watched a bunch of French movies recently. I was like, French people seem disinterested all the time, except when like their lover cheats on them and then they start screaming. Like that's so far what I figured out about the French. They're like, they don't give a fuck, they don't care, but god damn it, if someone cheats on them, they're gonna shout at each other, throw shit at each other. That's it, man.
Do you think everything is like how
that's them being disinterested for anybody who's not on a camera here or watching us on video? And then when like something happens, it's just like tears, buckets of tears. Like the blue is the warmest color. They're just like fucking. They don't give a fuck unless they're fucking or they're screaming about them fucking someone else.
Yeah.
That's how the French are. So I guess, yeah, it's just general misery.
Do you think it's like those people that don't like music? They just kind of throw on whatever's popular in the background. Like that's every aspect
those
of life.
soulless motherfuckers.
Yeah, where they're like, oh, I just listen to whatever's popular.
Yeah, just
like I don't
just turn on the radio.
I don't taste my drinks.
I'm just on Instagram.
I mean, honestly, I smoke so many cigarettes, I can't even taste anything at all. I just LaCroix, sure, yeah, whatever. I can feel it in my mouth. I can't taste it, but I can feel
someone
it.
shouting the word peach from
yeah, that's
from
pretty
another
funny.
room.
Dude, and all of them are that way. The fucking Dasani ones, because Dwayne had like, my old roommate Dwayne had like a fucking packet that he bought, and they sat in the fridge forever and ever.
No,
and
I
ever.
drank two of them.
No, so did I, yeah. And we both stole
They're
one.
like, oh, let me try one.
It was awful. It was so bad. It was like black cherry, but it was like my sinuses and my brain were just getting punched by these bubbles that were exploding, and like it tasted like seltzer, because it is. It's like fucking, it's club soda with like the very hint of black cherry, and it's not enough. It's horrible tasting. It's like if you took a cherry and you stuck it in a blender with 100 Alka-Seltzer tablets, and then you ground it up and stuck it in water. That's what you would get. You could tell that it's like.
It's a comment.
Roxo in the chat said if fruit had tears. Yeah, that would be exactly what it is. It's fucking
salty with the faint.
This once rolled off of this fruit. It merely like touched the surface and then quickly ran off the edge.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They just take a hose to actual fruit, and it's just the water running off the fruit.
Yeah,
and then they carbonate that.
They carbonate the fuck out of it.
They carbonate the fuck of the water that was used to clean the oranges before they put them.
And that's why it tastes like
off
shit.
The trees.
Because it's like dirt and like everything that was on the fruit, but then carbonated straight to hell and back again with a slight flavor of the fruit.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fucking good. But that is that's how this storytelling is sometimes. Like you're just so disinterested, like you just lose. And so like it is good. Like the flavor of black cherry is very good, but it's dissipated over all of these cutscenes, and it's so much dialogue. And honestly, like I said, I think if they learned how to just get rid of the filler, which I think is part of the business model of the MMO, maybe that's why it is. Maybe it just takes so long.
I mean, the problem is that if they had an expansion and it didn't have enough cutscenes,
people would freak.
You're like, there's only 2 hours worth of story, and I bought it for $60.
Yeah, but then they could focus on all the gameplay, because that's what you're playing it for. It's an MMO. I mean.
I'm sure they do focus on the gameplay. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
And it's like, for those who are coming in and, getting their glamour or whatever they are past the normal stuff that we go through, and they're really exploring like how their character looks and all, all
getting
that
the hardcore weaponry and stuff
yeah,
like that.
or being on the or trying to beat the hardcore fights while those fights are still hardcore in whatever expansion they're in.
Yeah.
For those people, the amount of time that they put into the game might justify the cutscene to gameplay ratio.
Yeah.
But my other assumption would be if you just got this expansion or you just got this patch and you're doing other shit up until it, then you probably would go through that patch or that expansion pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it really does justify it. I don't know.
And it's hard because I don't know how they can make it better unless they do, like you said, make it super short and then people bitch. And then it's like it's not like the same people work on the story that work on the gameplay.
I would love it if they would like allow like one more person to go into those individual fights or something like that, like a 2-player.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a 2-player?
Just make it super hard and then like you go in together, because we had with those instances, I think we had like 4 of them. Maybe I think we're on like 4, maybe even 5, and that's like 4 or 5 more little like 2-man dungeons. It's like a tiny little 2-man raid that you can join.
Add like a Rust element to it, you have your own, instead of your own house in like a protected, guarded community, a gated thing where everybody has the code in order to get in and out, and like if you're the pizza man, you're fucking pissed off because they're not answering their goddamn little like thing,
box.
The ring there, the fucking thing ringing in their house, and it's fucking ringing, and they're like, we didn't ask anybody over, it can't possibly be the pizza man stuck at the fucking gate, could it? Where was I at? What was I talking about? Completely forgot.
Yeah, we were talking about the...
adding a rust sort of element to it. Like something where it's like
housing.
A multiplayer versing aspect that is not policed in 14 might be kind of fun. Like in RuneScape where you're outside of the city and it's like, whatever happens here, bro...
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah, the PvP. There is PvP in the game.
Yeah, I wish there was like the Wildlands or something in 14 that could really add something to it, or some sort of Fable element where you can do some real estate and get some money.
Yeah, that would be cool. PvP is
There's
weird.
a lot of like gameplay things they can add into this game that they're just like dungeons, trials, raids, and a lot of fucking cutscene.
Yeah. And it gets old too, because it's like you can level up all your classes and stuff like that, and do their little missions, which are always cool. I always like doing my Black Mage stuff, but it's like I think I have 1 or 2 quests in the next expansion. And that's it for the Black Mage, and I'm done. And sadly, I didn't even finish the level 70 stuff until just barely, like 2 weeks ago. I finally got my last move. So that was great. It's a pretty sweet fucking move, but I wish I would have had it before. But it's like, there's just not I feel like there needs to be more multiplayer in this multiplayer game.
Yeah,
and I
totally agree.
And part of it is our fault for the way we play it. But at the same time, it's like, unless I was doing every quest in this game, I don't know how much of this game I would play if I weren't doing this shit.
I skip cutscenes on the bonus quests.
I've started to, yeah.
Skip a room. I'm just like, I just need whatever it has, whatever opens up. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's like I wish I cared more, but I've just been beaten by all these main story cutscenes that I don't care. I don't care to have the world fleshed out by these side guys.
Yeah.
Really, unless it's like a big quest line, like the four lords or whatever.
Yeah. My hopes are up for the Shadow Bringers.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be fun.
Now there was like 3 dungeons that were opened up. I guess no, there was some bonus ones, right? There was like 2.
Those ones, the bonus ones that we did, I believe, were part of. They were already out. We just didn't do them for Stormblood.
For Stormblood, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we finished those things up, and they were all pretty fun. We did get pretty stuck on one, as we complained about on, I guess it was the Steven episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That'll come out soon. Yeah, we got stuck, and the White Mage was blamed. The White Mage did get better equipment, and then I think we might have gotten a better tank.
Yeah, well, we all got, you and I both got better equipment too.
We did. I had never used the market board through that entire thing up until now, and I can't believe.
You can't believe
with all the money that Dr. Roxo gave us for going onto his server,
yeah.
that like I never used that market board ever.
I know, yeah, I've used it a few times, but not 11. We used all the time because we had to, because it was like
that was the thing. The auction house.
You either fight 700 bees or you go buy that shit in the market on the auction house, and you go buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had I think we had the two story ones from this one. Yeah, it was the Burn and the Gimlet Dark, and the Burn was the one that we got fucking leveled on. And it was depressing because we spent the entire time, the whole countdown.
We let the clock run out almost.
Yeah, and before we abandoned, because we had so little time that we couldn't have fought the guy. And then we came back after we upgraded, and we just destroyed him.
But it's funny with this one. I swear to God, they add more dodging mechanics each expansion.
They do, yeah.
They can't think of another thing to do. But actually, what happened in this one was there were more dodge mechanics that weren't warned in the same way. Usually there's a line in the ground or something like that, but now they're kind of like, oh, is he looking at you? He's about to ram into you.
Yeah.
Which happened just today. It happened today where the thing crawled into the ground and then was going to pop out of a cliffside. My camera wasn't even turned that way.
I had no idea what
and
was
I got
happening,
fucking rammed the first time we did that. And of course I'm the White Mage, so if I die, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
And that happened. That was a new thing I noticed this time around.
Yeah, it gets more and more complex. And the hard thing is a lot of the guys you're playing with.
Where's it going to get to? How complex is the Shadowbringers shit going to be?
A lot of the guys we're playing with are probably doing a daily roulette, so they've already done all this stuff.
Yeah,
most of these people.
Idiot.
Do you not know the mechanic? And it's no, I don't actually.
Not at all.
It's there's all these lines going everywhere, and
there's some where I'm just there's a mist. There's a mist. Oh my God, there was one earlier on that was it was an R3 button thing. A little square would pop on the screen. And of course, I'm the White Mage, so all I'm looking at is the fucking health bars in the top left-hand corner of the screen.
Yeah.
That's where my eye is all day. I know I should, because they'll tell you when shit's going on in the little text box down below, but who the fuck is reading that text box? Why is there information in the text box of a fight? Excuse me while I read this paragraph.
Yeah, it's I always miss that
there's
shit
AoE shit going on, so the top left-hand corner is where my eye is going to be all day, but apparently there was a box that would pop up and was explained in the text box down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen that said, oh, when this happens, click the R3 thing. I couldn't even figure out. It took a few times, I remember, to just figure that shit out, that I had to press the middle button or press the R3 button. I would press the middle button was the first thing I figured out how to do, and I would slowly scroll the mouse the mouse pointer.
Oh my God.
Over to the square thing. I had no idea how to select this fucking thing. And I know it told me in the box, the text box, that no one's gonna fucking read unless you're a goddamn fucking nerd. That I had to press that thing when this one boss did this certain move, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. That's a new one. It's the menu scroll added. So there's AoEs. Now there's AoEs not even based upon warnings on the floor or anything like that. So they added that, and then they added, R3 spells.
Yeah.
Specific for the fight you're in.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy There's a lot of crazy stuff in there, and it's hard for mages too. Because for me, like a lot of my moves are super slow, and I was playing this game. I mean, I was playing it like I played Stormblood, and I feel like I did okay in Stormblood, but then like we started getting DPS checks from Aldwin when he was playing. He was like, "Your DPS is trash right now, Schweiss." And like, so I had to I went back and I looked.
It felt good the one time he said my DPS was
more than
faster.
mine. Yeah,
it's like, oh yes.
and I finally
and then I rubbed my nipple and came.
There you go. I finally looked it up and I got my rotation down, but it's like the hard thing is the rotations that they have online are based on level 80, so as if I've already done everything, and so some of that makes it a little tough. And then every time we come back, we have to like relearn the game. You had some serious mechanic changes when you got back on.
No, dude, the white mage from Stormblood to Shadowbringers, it's not the same game anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not. Like, the only protective thing I have now is regen.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be that I'd have to like put protect on everybody, and then I'd kind of regen everybody. But now it's so switching back and forth between damaging and healing now. And also there's more instant cure spells, and then there's like speed up your attack spell shit. But it's so different. And I basically spent, 3 hours changing my hotbar to what some guy on YouTube had. And it's the complicated hotbar. So it's not just like the 16 slots. It's the 16 slots plus the 8 slots on the right-hand side that you can do by like pressing both triggers in a certain direction or the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Where I can get my other shit like teleport and stuff like that onto, so I can do that quickly in the game as well. So basically it was like getting more moves than what you could have on the keyboard. You can do on the PS4 controller. It's just like setting that shit up was so complicated. And ridiculous, and the game does not make it easy for you. I just followed a guide on YouTube, and I copied his shit.
Yeah, Rude Rose said she, I think it's a dude, right? Yeah, that's Rude Rose. Yeah.
Rude Rose, we
just had an episode.
We just had an episode.
I always think of, I don't know why, I think of, I think of one of the girls whenever I see Rude Rose, even though we just talked to the guy. Like, I always, it's like, I think she plays 14, maybe not.
Rose something, yeah.
Yeah, I always like, those two are just like mixed in my mind. I know that I got the rotation down now. I found it out. So I do like a Swift Cast, Blizzard 3, and then Lightning, and then Fire 3. And then I start doing the dunks with the Fire 4. And then I Fire 1 to reset my charge, and then Fire 4 until I get the little orb thing, and then I hit him with that. But I have one more move that I need that I won't unlock until like level 76 or something like that, and that's the last one. But I have enough.
Did yours changed?
My rotation changed a lot.
Your rotation changed a lot. Okay.
Well, I guess it changed a lot now that Shadowbringers is out. Because this would have been Stormblood content still, so my rotation would have technically been the same. Would have been what it was last time.
Yeah, but the spells are different now. There's so many things like blacked out. Dude, like half my button bar was
almost
like
nothing of mine was different.
Grayed out. It was like, you can't use any of this anymore.
There were
fuck yourself.
There were like 2 things of mine that were gone. Everything else is the same.
God.
But the rotation now with Shadowbringers is different. The rotation is different. The moves are all kind of still there, but they like different ones have like different priorities now that they've retooled the kit. It's fun. It's way more complicated. I remember back in the day when you would just do like, I would do my little thunder and then I'd do fire until
mine was like
thing.
protect everybody, regen, and then cure.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It was
and
easy.
Now it's like the amount of area cures I have to do now is so much more. I have 3 moves that are cure everyone around me moves.
Yeah.
Which is, and now these boss fights rely on those things like fucking crazy because of those like, you can't dodge them when they attack the entire map. Kind of
you're
bosses.
gonna take some damage.
So I have to go in the middle and do like the one thing, and then I have a quick cure, which is cool. There's like an extra like orb. I don't even remember what the fuck these things are called.
Polyglot
I
or
just
some
look
shit.
I look at the fucking picture now. But yeah, I just like the quick cure for the tank, and then like area cures for everybody. Come on, get close, guys. And then Schweiss is always fucking far away, and then he's like, "Why aren't you healing me?"
Well, you gotta tell me that. I didn't know that until today.
What the fuck?
I don't know. All your heals are AoE.
Twice, there's so many times where I'm like, oh, you would just want to be away from everybody else. Like, you don't hear my little vocal jabs, my little verbal jabs at you during their little things. Like, oh, Twice, you want to come a little closer?
Yeah, I hear those, and then I hear, sorry, you're not the priority right now, as the boss is targeting me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm like,
You want to, as far as I could tell, you want to be targeted. You want to be a tank, Schweiss. You might as well switch your fucking job so that you can get all the hits.
I'm sorry that I was starting to do so much damage that they wouldn't leave me alone. That's in that last dungeon. I finally figured out how to fucking play the game.
God, fucking shit.
I'm excited to get to the next chunk, though, now that I know the rotation and know everything. But see, the last time I played White Mage was... I think my White Mage is like level 40 or something.
Go have fun. You should do a few dungeons.
Yeah.
See what it's like now.
I was bad last time I tried. I didn't have my equipment upgraded, and we barely made it out, and everyone was pissed at me. But that was back in the day when you would have the stance change, and you'd like do more damage, and then you'd swap back, and then like start curing people.
They
and
have
now
a thing now that's like quick cast, and then they do like they have something similar, but it's actually just a move that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a stance.
It's not a
stance
Yeah.
change.
I mean, they had the moves. They had the arrow and the stone. And when you switch stance, you would do more damage with less curing. It was cleric stance. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
And I liked White Mage a lot because I actually started the game as a White Mage because the game was like, what do you want to be? And it's all like shrouded in mystery, like, what would you desire? And I was like, a caster. And then I'm like, fuck, it made me a White Mage. And so I had to
restart this thing.
Yeah, and then we started the game, and I was like, sorry, Joe, I'm actually a White Mage, too. So I had to go, go to a different fucking area and, level up.
I remember that better than any of the cutscenes at this point.
You remember getting mad at me for fucking up? I was like, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man.
I just accidentally White Mage. It's like, we're not playing together, you motherfucker.
Yeah, we can't. All of it's 4-man back in then.
This was something we were supposed to do together.
Yeah. It's funny because when I played on PC, I was a Black Mage, so I somehow forgot which one to choose.
It's okay, you know.
Oh, it was Conjurer
the
or like the
Thaumaturge.
Thaumaturge?
You play it by yourself.
And I was like, I don't know what a Thaumaturge is.
Thaumaturge!
Conjurer sounds like a spell guy, so I chose that.
Thaumaturge.
And then we both fucking chose it. But hey, I'm fine doing extra content. I had to get to level 30. I had to get to level 30 with a class I didn't use, and level 15 with another class that I didn't use.
Click.
Yeah. Pay attention.
Pay attention. Which one do you actually want?
Thaumaturge.
Idiot.
You know, I like... It sucks because every other part of that song is awesome. But that part is really stupid.
No.
Yeah. Every other moment of that song is fucking sweet.
Hold on. Do the da-na part. Black. Then white. All I see in my infancy. Red and yellow they came to be. Reaching out to me. Lets me see.
Oh, man. It's Susan Calloway. Is she a big Tool fan?
Yeah, let me tell you. She just accidentally did only one word.
Yeah.
Eat.
She forgot the rest of the lyrics.
Sleep. God damn it. All right. Well, did we go over it pretty good?
Yeah, the gameplay didn't really change. It changed for us, but that's just because Shadowbringers is out.
Yeah, I mean, we had our Stormblood review already,
Yeah.
so whatever we said then is what we meant.
Yeah. Dungeons were fun.
Yeah. When we could play them, they were fun.
Yeah.
Not enough for the amount of cutscenes.
No.
Not enough fights per cutscene.
Not enough content. We didn't do the Rabbit
Honestly, guys,
stuff.
it shouldn't be more than 3 quests per. Hey, Square Enix, I have stock in you, so you need to listen to me because I own part of your company. You get to have 3 story quests and then 1 fight. Let's keep that. Let's have that be, the amount.
Yeah, I'd like to see those single player instances made at least 2-player. That would be fun.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Or figure that shit out. Yeah.
Yeah, just retool it somehow and make it so that you can go in with a buddy.
Or more trials. Why not more trials?
More trials. Yeah, I don't
like that. That one, the one like blue and black person that we fought against in this thing. Remember she was like connecting to the pillars and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That could have been a trial.
Yeah.
Could have been a trial. The final fight in this thing
could have been a
could
trial.
have been a trial.
I was expecting a trial. I really was. I mean, once I looked at it, I knew there wasn't a trial, but it's the final boss. Like, why wouldn't it be a trial? You can have a trial and then have a single player, like, final moment, you know, like the Sephiroth and Cloud separated from the party.
Where you can't lose.
Slash, yeah. Where you can't lose. That'd be nice. I didn't lose. The one in the end of Stormblood was way fucking harder than this one, though. That one was bullshit. I remembered that when I started fighting him.
I did not kill the guy fast enough, and I had to restart this one.
I died once playing as Lord Hyan, which is I was really irritated about because I
didn't die on Lord Hyan.
I can't remember what it was. There was something stupid that happened, and I died. And I
don't
really
know how
pissed
you
off.
could have died on that one. They heal you. Were you just like seeing the blue on the ground and thinking it was an enemy? I did that once.
I did
and then
that
I was
once,
like,
yeah.
oh wait, no, that was heal. Fuck.
I did that. The first time I did that a bunch.
Okay, that was probably it. You just weren't getting healed.
Yeah,
because you were like, get away, I don't want your heals. I want to do it by myself. That's what you were saying to your your comrades.
Yeah. And so I just don't know how to play that. I don't like it when they make me play other characters. It's kind of dumb. But when I got to him, I never lost. Or no, did I lose one time?
I don't know. I'm sure you streamed it. We can find out.
I can't remember. Oh, I think I might have. Yeah. But once so it's tough because I'm trying to get the rotation down, and now that I have it down, I think I'm doing some pretty good damage. But I liked the final fight in this. I thought it was pretty fun. Again, the cutscenes, I liked the story. I really like the direction they're taking. I just wish they would compress it a lot.
All right, guys. I think we're good, Schwei.
Yeah.
We no longer have a website anymore for anybody who's confused. People have been confused about that. I thought we said it already on an episode, but we'll say it again. But we still have our Twitters. You can tweet me at Joseph DeGollier.
Me
you can
at
tweet
UFF Podcast.
Schweiss at UFF Podcast. And our new area where everybody can speak to each other is on our Geekdom Entertainment Discord. And the links to those are on both of our Twitters.
Yeah, please join it. It's a great place.
On the description.
There's a lot of chatter going on in there, mainly on the kaiju front, which is kind of fun for anyone else.
Godzilla podcast fans.
Yeah, there's a lot of conversations going on. That's a great place to get a hold of us.
Yeah, I actually I wish Discord was around when we started the show.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could have a lot of people on there. But please consider joining it. It's a great place. A lot of people meeting up. You can do a lot of different things.
Join that. I make Schweiss stream these episodes whenever I come over here. So keep following the Twitch, twitch.tv/Ultimate Final Fantasy, and check out our other shows: Nude Clan, Godzilla Podcast, and eventually a
Song of Schweiss and Johnson.
Song of Schweiss and Johnson for a few chickens more. You're going to have a finale episode, right?
Yeah. It's going to be like a rankings. It's going to be the reverse of the pilot, basically. It's going to be our final rankings, our final thoughts on Season 8, because Season 8 we did, and we've watched each episode twice, but we haven't let it sit like we have the other seasons, you know? And so now we're just kind of letting it age nicely.
How the fuck long are you going to let it age,
Schweiss?
It's been like 6 months.
How long do you age a fine wine?
That's long enough.
6 months for wine?
6 months is long enough for a fucking TV episode.
That's for like beer. I mean, it's 6 months for wine, though? That's cheap-ass wine. We'll see.
This is Game of Thrones, man. It's beer.
It's beer. Used to be wine. It's beer now. But so we got one more episode of that, but we have 74 other episodes you can enjoy. Don't listen to it unless you've watched all of the show, though. Don't be like, hey, can I listen to it after I watched episode 1? No, you can't.
You can listen to it if you only watch the 7 seasons.
Until we review season 8.
Until you start reviewing season 8.
And then you can, that's true. That's
there
true.
You go.
And you can tell because we suddenly stopped season 5 and we moved to season 8 for a while. And then we finish up. But that's a lot of fun. We have Puff Puff Hour, a Dragon Quest podcast. That's on the network as well.
Yep, you got an archive of that. You got an archive of other shows.
Yeah, Getting Fat with Caleb and Joe, now relegated as Joe's film interview podcast.
That's true, and you can find that shit on my YouTube channel too. So
yeah, go there. There's a lot of fun shit on there.
Please do. Yeah, actually, yeah.
There's fun old videos. Before we did podcasts, we did little funny skits.
And I'm still doing
that
it
was
to this
gonna
day.
that was gonna be the thing, and then it was.
And
No,
then
just kidding.
We just found something that was easier.
Yeah, that was a lot easier. And get away with doing a lot less.
That's right.
Speaking of, we do have a couple reviews that I want to read.
God damn it. I thought we were not going to read any more reviews. You know, here's the problem with this, with reading reviews and saying we were done reading reviews, which we definitely have said, by the way, is that now we get the real ones. You know, you either get the people that are like late on the show and they'll love it, or there's going to be some people who are like, fuck this. They're not going to be our regular audience putting a review out for us so that they can make us happy and we could say their review on the show. You know, that was a good trick we pulled on our audience. It was great.
Well, the only ones that reviewed us were ones that liked us enough to review us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now the
now the truth is
now
coming
the
out.
truth is gonna come out.
The 2 stars are coming out of the woodwork.
2-star. So I don't know about this whole bringing iTunes reviews back. I don't know if I like it because I feel like I feel like this is a different show. This is
we're not pushing for them anymore.
Yeah, man. This is like a semi-retirement phase.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to support us on Patreon, patreon.com. Search Ultimate Final Fantasy.
It's true, yeah.
If you want.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
$5 a month.
Pays for everything.
Pays for everything for 1 more month.
Yeah, and we have way more than that. So, I mean, it's not like way more, but and yeah, it's one of those things you got to ask yourself. Yeah, it might be coming to a stop, coming to an end slowly over time, but shit, you got.
It's not really coming to an end. Fuck, we put out
like 300 episodes in this fucking thing.
We got more episodes coming too.
Yeah, we got a lot. Yeah,
we got a Steven episode we already recorded. I know we owe at least 2 more people Patreon episodes. I don't know if they'll want to come on, but
no,
some people don't.
Yeah.
But
some don't.
We definitely owe it to people. We owe Patreon episodes.
Got a sweet script that we need to finalize and read for UFFE.
Did we not
FFU.
finalize it already? Did you not read the second draft?
I didn't read the second draft.
Okay.
No. I read the first, but
all right. I changed the ending a little bit.
Oh, okay. I skimmed and I noticed that it looked different, but I didn't actually take the time to read it.
It's also slightly longer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my only second draft that's longer.
I'm going to be very mad if the others don't want to do it. But I think Craig already said that he didn't want to, which irritates me. So it's like, come on.
No, I heard him on Nude Clan saying maybe.
Oh, okay. If he said maybe, then
it was after, though. After he had said no, you guys talked about it on Nude Clan.
Oh, he said maybe? Oh, really? Okay. That's a problem with me coming home and then drinking and then staying awake before we record Nude Clan. That's the time that I drink some beer, listen to some Jordan Peterson podcast, and play some Conan Exiles in my underwear. That's peak. That's peak. Alone in my house, drinking beer, listen to philosophy. A guy philosophize shit while I'm
philosophizing about probably not drinking too much
and not playing Conan Exiles and slaving the.
You don't want to play on those video games all day.
Yeah, I just turned that down. It's like I hit the volume button a bunch of times.
So I just like it when he talks about mythology.
Yeah, that's
I don't like
it
it when he has anything good, and really practical, pragmatic.
Take care of your body. I'm like, no.
Clean your house. No, I wouldn't want to do that. Would I? I want this place. I want Joseph to be tripping on things as he walks the 20 feet from the door to the podcasting station.
Yeah,
he's just tripping over chairs and dogs and toys and games. Clean your room before you decide to fix the world, Schweiss. You wouldn't want to be doing that, would you?
No, it's all.
You don't want to listen to that part.
Hey, man, the kid doesn't listen. See, he does. He could see all those games on that shelf. See how half of them don't have their sleeves, the covers. That's because he takes them apart, and he just did. He's a monster.
I've been taught by my parents to not judge other parents. So I won't say I will say one thing is that from what I have noticed in my own family, from my sisters, okay, so this is not, this is my sisters. They usually baby-proof a fucking house before they have a kid that's not old enough to not be.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I mean, I got the.
No, you didn't do jack shit.
I got the outlet plug things. They're not on.
Just
but
not right. You bought some.
I got them. They're in. But the thing is not everyone's playing ball.
And I'm not saying that it's not better for the. I'm not saying that the world is dangerous. Your baby needs to be like watched after like he's some precious thing, which I'm sure he is precious to you. But like you don't. It's not to stop harm from your baby. It's to stop harm from your shit.
And for me, coming downstairs dreary and like tripping over the fucking like that cart thing that was in your way. Yeah, I almost died on that thing earlier. Like I came out and I was like rubbing my eye or something, and I like put my foot in it. It just ring. Like slid out from under me, and I had to like sprint with one leg to not fall over. It's like, God damn it!
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
There's a fucking room in here.
It's not necessarily baby proofing it only for the baby. It's not just shit that like the baby can kill itself on when you're not looking.
Yeah.
It's also your stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thoughts?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I wouldn't want to ever judge your parent.
That's right. Yeah.
It's mostly your organizing of your house.
Yeah. There's honestly, I'm running out of room here too. That's a big problem.
You really are.
You
could do it if you had less stuff. The amount of toys
down here
one of your sons has is insane.
Yeah.
He has more toys than I think all of my nieces and nephews put together.
Yeah. No, I know.
I'm just
Look, man, that's one of those day one DLCs. Like it came with a lot of like. I didn't realize I was buying the Game of the Year edition, like with all the skins and the fucking like.
I will tell you.
Like, what's with all these things? Like, what the fuck?
I think we went through my toys about once a year and threw shit away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tougher now, though, because now we have two boys. One of them's 6, one of them's 1.
Yeah, so you got the toys for the next kid.
Yeah, that's why I was like, we don't need
might be
more.
Less inclined to... I mean, when there's some of this stuff I can store at my place, like some of this podcasting equipment that's taking up room, like these mics.
Yeah.
So I can help a little bit.
But hey, we'll reorganize and then we'll help the aesthetic of the YouTube and the stuff for this show too, because we're going to try to do that for Nude Clan. We can do that for Ultima as well.
Yeah, if you listen to the Here's Johnny podcast, I have talked about like things about the podcast, which I still own 1/4 of and would like to have a voice in. Yeah. It's organizing. And there's certainly things about Nude Clan I would just like to tighten up.
Yeah.
This show I'll let be all loose and bullshit, but Nude Clan you gotta
obviously with the last 10 minutes.
As long as I'm not on it, you can let me judge others and have them, obey. Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. That's why we're a team.
Obey.
Because you can complete my sentences.
Yeah.
Even better than I would have myself.
Exactly. So shit. Check out those other shows. And we're always glad to bring you guys more Final Fantasy XIV content. Very happy. So excited to bring it. And someone brought up something very disturbing earlier. Where they're like, by the time you guys finish this stuff, it's almost going to be time again. Because we waited so long.
It'll be time to play Legend of Mana or whatever the fuck the next one's called.
Yeah. Well, we won't. So we already have 2 of the story patches released for post.
Are you wanting to go straight into that?
I was thinking about it earlier, but I actually don't think I want to.
Yeah,
because I feel like this had an overarching
story. All right, so what we should do is find out when the last patch comes out, and that's exactly when we should do it.
So that when the new one comes out, we're in the new one and not in the one before the new one.
Right.
Like last time.
Yep.
Where we were doing that bullshit.
So listeners, tell us when the last patch for 14 is about to come out.
Yeah, because we go dark. In fact, I go dark on everything pretty much all week. Like, people are like, did you hear the news? It's like, no, I didn't.
Dude, no. I
don't hear anything.
I was on that podcast, and they told me that Metallica had released full songs for S&M 2.
Yeah. So, like...
And I was like, what?
It's stuff that we love, but, like, we're not... I don't know what it is. Maybe we're not using social media right, or I'm not using it really at all now, but...
Yeah, you took a break from social media, and I took a smaller break from social media.
Yeah, so we miss a lot of stuff.
Because I hissy fitted on there. But you know what I did, and guys, I recommend this at home. Just every celebrity you've ever had a crush on. Follow a Facebook group. Follow a hashtag dedicated to beautiful people. So when I scroll through, I'm scrolling through Facebook, dude, and I kid you not, I kid you not, like half of them are just pictures of Audrey Hepburn, and I was
Yeah.
fucking scrolling through, and I suddenly feel like social media is like a good place again. Like I'm
Yeah.
enjoying my time on Facebook, looking at the most beautiful woman that's ever existed as I scroll through,
Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, it just makes my day better. You know, going through mostly Audrey Hepburn posts, and
Yeah.
like I followed some like Akira Kurosawa shit too. So like, you know, not him specifically. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like fawning over him, but I've seen like movie clips, and basically like now, you know, it's not even half, dude. It's like 1/3 are the actual posts
Yeah.
from people in my life.
There you go.
It's like, who gives a shit anymore? I just don't care.
Yeah, so Red Rose says if the scheduling remains, the next expansion will be out next summer. How close to the next expansion do they release the last patch is what we're really asking, though. Because I would
Yeah.
like to have what we just did now have been done in, like, end of June last year, and then July comes out, and then we get the new expansion, and we play the new expansion right when it comes out, and then we are done.
Rude
You know?
Rose in the chat says 3 months prior.
Okay.
About.
So in about March or April next year, we should hit the post.
Hit that. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Awesome, so much.
Let's make that the plan, though.
All right.
Okay, guys. We'll see ya next time.
Till then, guys, as always, please God, if you don't remember to press the jingle in time, at least remember the very important step, the only step to enjoy the grind.
Ultima Final Fantasy is a podcast created by Geekdom Entertainment and is executive produced by Joseph DeGollier, Caleb Schweiss, Caleb Gregg, and Cameron Wilson. Find out more at geekdomentertainment.com.
Sweet. Thank you all who came out to hang out with us for
This late.
this late ass review of the
The Legend Returns.
The Legend Returns. Yeah, yeah,
I remember that.
yeah. Thanks for hanging,
Calling
and
it A Legend Returns many times.
yeah, yeah.
Just one of the legends.
And I
Yeah,
guess
fucking look at this thing. Look at these man titties just hanging out on this fucking shirt. I hate this fucking angle so much because of this. Look at this. It's just like man titties.
tit.
I mean, part of it is like, I mean, I gained
way too much weight and then lost not enough, I guess.
17 pounds.
Oh, so you're getting the tits are filling back out, is what you're
Oh
telling
yeah,
me.
the tits filled out. I mean, they're the last place to lose weight too.
Oh,
I
really?
mean, I have a muscular chest too, but I also have a fatty tit hanging
I
right underneath it.
I have always said you do have the best tits out of all of us. By
Thank
far.
you. I mean, I appreciate it. It's all the chest workout I did in high school when I was still growing. You know, I added muscle.
Yeah.
I added muscle mass. It's what I like to think. But no, I added 17 pounds since March because of COVID. It was 20. I lost. Well, actually, I lost like 5, and then like somewhere like some mysterious pounds came back, and I was like, I don't know where these are coming from. I'm just not working out every day, and my eating, I started controlling more. Like I stop eating at 8:30, but sometimes it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I have to I can't live with my parents anymore. Every time I go there, I get fatter. It's a terrible place. It's a wonderful place, but it's fucking terrible for
Well, they
me.
have chickens though. You should be able to get eggs like nonstop, right?
Yes, I have been eating lots of eggs, but I also, because there's a lot of people living there right now, and my parents are purchasing all the groceries, they're starting to cheapify
Oh, so they're buying
all I
carby
can
stuff.
eat. Yeah, so they're starting to eat more carby stuff, and they're gaining weight too. all I can eat right now is like I've just been eating cans of tuna with cheese on it. I think it's just too much cheese. I've been making I got sick of just eating tuna.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you got sick of just eating cheese,
And
so
then
you
what
threw
I
some tuna on top.
did was I started doing. So I'm not sure how I'm gaining weight with this because tuna is like 100 calories a can. I'm eating like 3 cans of that a day, and then I'm supplementing it with peanut butter. So I think some of the calories are coming from that.
Yeah, probably.
And then sometimes I'll like cheat and eat like a handful of chips, so I'm not getting into ketosis. But
Yeah.
I don't think I'm eating that many fucking calories.
It shouldn't matter. Yeah, the calories should be low enough. It does get tougher. Roxo's saying it gets harder when you get older. It's true.
I was just 207 a few months ago. I should be able to get fucking back to 207 without that much problem.
Yeah.
And now I'm 224.
Yeah. Well, you're less
Kill me.
fat than me.
I was 220 a week and a half ago.
Yeah, that's true. You
And
mentioned
I
that.
kept up the walking.
I don't. You need it. Well, what you need to do is you need to do weights. Walking,
Which
cardio
is what I was
good.
doing for the first,
Cardio is good for your heart. That's not good for losing weight, though.
Yeah, fuck it. When COVID is done, I'm getting back in the fucking car so I can get back in shape. You know what? Not living in a house is healthy for me. Fuck this thing.
Yeah, you could just get like some weights at home, like I have. I just have like.
I
a
think the real
dumbbell
thing
set.
is actually like everything in my life is under my control when I was in that car.
Yeah.
I think that was the case. I'm living with other people right now that don't give a fuck. So like a little bit, I don't think it's totally, but a little bit of those habits are getting me. Like I can't afford like a better variety of food.
Yeah, you get burned out, and so you start going off because.
And I'm not going off that much. Like I'll eat like half a cookie, but I know like if I eat half a cookie, I'm out. So I'm not going into ketosis. So I'm not going to lose weight.
Yeah.
I may just like sit there in that.
But you've been gaining instead, is the thing.
Yeah, I gained back a couple pounds since the last 2 weeks. I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking mad at my body. I hate it.
Yeah.
Sad days.
I say just get a dumbbell set. You can spend about $100, and you can get the set that I got, and I have that dumbbell full body workout.
It did get a job.
Yeah, all you got to do is spend $100.
Seasonal job. It's gonna last 1 month.
What is it?
Doing groundskeeping for the city,
Okay.
and for almost nothing because the city doesn't pay.
Should have got that. Should have called the
Shit.
census, man. It's $18 an hour, 20 hours a week, for 2 months. Then it's done.
Yeah. Don't want to.
Yeah, it might be too.
I
late now.
wanted a job where I could put headphones on
That's true. That one you probably could.
because I was like going to work at the book place. I was surrounded by books. Couldn't listen to a single fucking book.
Yeah, that's maddening.
That was absolutely awful. Like, if you have an electronic device, you might take pictures of a book that's not out, and you might share it or something.
Yeah, oh, do they have books that aren't released yet? Then
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
It's a warehouse where
See
they
any,
ship the books from.
See any Song of Ice and Fire books?
No.
in there? Oh, of course
I didn't. You,
Of course
you
not,
already
yeah.
asked me that.
That'd have to be, done, I guess, to be to be in there.
But there
Fuckers.
was that just drove me nuts. And at the grocery store I worked at, like I had to get into I had to be there for a while and get into a position where I could work my way to be like, I want to do the dishes. And then if I could do the dishes, then I could wear the fucking headphones and listen to something instead of being with customers. And I was like, I never want to do I would rather take like a $3 cut and pay and never have to deal with customers ever again. And
Yeah.
just like be doing my own thing and just listening to books or podcasts or something like
I
that.
got a perfect place for you, Joe.
Is that way I'm there, but my brain is elsewhere. Like my brain is still active somewhere else.
You can go through. You can make an extremely boring, monotonous thing be amazing, because you're not there. You're in 1776 fighting for America, man. You've been there all week. You're gonna be there next week, and that's awesome. And you're not in this place. You're elsewhere.
Exactly.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's just, and I don't know about you, but like I get tired of like the desk jobs and stuff. Like I don't like that anymore. I have to.
Never
I
had
feel
a
like I
desk
need to
job. I don't
move.
know what that's like.
I want to move when I work. I want to be up and about and stuff. So that helps too when you're able to combine that with listening to something. It's really good. I like it a lot. So the people that like hate being where I'm at, I'm like, you just need to listen to audiobooks or podcasts or music. And then if you hate that, then you just hate everything. You hate your entertainment at that point.
They could be a really social person.
Yeah.
They're confined.
Sometimes I get really social and I don't listen to stuff. But there are weeks where I will like almost not talk to anybody. I'll just like book.
Yeah.
Just like nothing. And then sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, are you doing all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I really like this book I'm listening to. I want to finish it."
Give him a fucking mean face.
Yeah. It's like, "No."
What? Just pull the thing out of your. What the fuck?
Yeah, they do
fine.
let me use headphones. Sometimes they give me grief about putting both buds in, but I usually just put them back in after they walk away. So
You just lie and say it's hearing protection.
yeah. Oh, that's the funny thing. It's like, oh, really? Do you want me to wear one and then put an earplug in there? Because guess which one I'm going to be able to hear out of? It ain't the one with the earplug, because I can't hear a fucking thing with the earplug in my ear. So it's like, pick your poison. You want me to never hear you, or you want me to sometimes hear
you
you?
can do the Bluetooth thing where it's like, in case I get a call.
Yeah.
Just in case I get a call. But then you're like, coming out of your ear.
Yeah. I get talked to sometimes for being on my phone too much. If I'm having like a conversation with Nude Clan on the chat, and they'll be like, "Hey, get off your phone," and I'm like, that happened 2 days ago, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You hiss back at him.
Yeah. But it was like, yeah, I listened to stuff all day. I listened to a whole book the other day in one day. It was like a 6-hour book.
If FedEx wasn't such hell, if the hours weren't ridiculous,
Yeah.
it would not be bad to go back to doing that.
Yeah.
But they are. And therefore, I shall not. I want 40 hours, and I want to be able to listen to my headphones.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have headphones.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's so good because you can pick up Audible again. And
I don't understand bosses who don't let people do that for jobs that
you're not in public.
Yeah, fuck that. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Even in mine.
What kind of power trip are you on that, like...
Yeah. I mean, for us, it's like there's forklifts and shit moving around, but if you just look, if you use your eyes,
Or like, oh, what? You can't hire deaf people here?
There is a deaf guy there. And that's why that's going to be my ultimate defense. Be like, what about James? Like, James doesn't have to listen because he can't. He's fucking deaf.
He can't hear it either.
Yeah. What are you going to do? He might be more used to not hearing than me.
Dancing around him, your head's bobbing side to side.
Yeah. What's the matter? Huh? Where am I? What am I doing right now? He's deaf. Yeah. Yeah, Roxo does.
Look, I'm just handicapping myself so I can feel like...
You could try doing something like that. Like he just stocks shelves all night. He just he goes to work like fucked up.
I have considered it.
It's usually kind of shitty pay though. Is all I've been.
And also the thing is, it's hard to get a job
at night
after that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because then you're asleep all day.
And like you don't want to.
And when you get a job, you keep that job even if it's not great. That's one of the things where you don't want to settle too fast because you'll stick to it for a little while. Usually, if you have to have one, and then it's like you're almost cutting your other opportunities down because you took something too fast. So that could happen.
Yeah, and there's like there's no video shit that's hiring right now. So fuck it. Like, yeah, I was just like, I'm getting fat. I'd like to be outside pushing something.
Yeah.
So that's what I chose. Stocking shelves not a bad idea. Although stocking shelves around here or around where I'm at in Ogden they pay better down here, Schweiss.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper to live up there though. I mean, I don't know.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's probably getting up there.
And now
like
it's getting
else.
back up there.
Yeah. That's
because
really
people
shitty.
realize they can move north now.
Yeah, they're cashing in on that.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Fuck
that shit.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, I'll figure it out though. I'm gonna have that job for a month to put off the pressure. Hopefully another check comes in. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
And then yeah, because right now like I'm putting pressure on my parents right now, and it's all like, please wait for the movie premiere, which is this week, and then after that I gotta work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm
That's
glad
fair.
I got so much writing in. There's
I'm glad
basically-
you can enjoy this downtime.
There's another there's another movie on the horizon now, so
Yeah.
it's good.
I got a lot of hours at work in.
But that movie on the horizon is going to be a lot more difficult if I fucking working all night
Yeah, that's true.
because of just the way that night schedules work and your
Yeah.
life with them. So that's my thing is like I know I can make at least 15 an hour if I'm willing to work a night job in Ogden. Like,
Yeah.
But
You don't want it to fuck over everything else because
I don't
it's
want to
only
fuck over everything
supplemental.
else. I don't want it.
Yeah, that's it. We're like opposites. My work is the main thing, and then the other stuff is the supplemental for now, and yours is the
I work because I have to.
supplemental. Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking hate it. I hate it, dude. I hate it, and I hate that jobs that require a bachelor's degree start at $10 an hour in Ogden.
Yeah, that's
What
crazy.
the fuck?
It's crazy. Just get a job at the post office up there, man. They
How about if you're hiring for $10 an hour, you don't put bachelor's degree as your requirement?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that
That's-
insane?
That's way too low. Yeah, that's nuts.
It's despicable. I want to look that employer in the eye and be like, really? Bachelor's degree? You're going to take someone who most likely has a shit ton of debt. You're going to ask them to give half of their waking hours to this job. And you're going to start them at $10 an hour. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But they'll get candidates because that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's putting like the lowest. What's the lowest number we can all put down? Everybody do the same thing now. I fucking hate it. Like, oh yeah, sure, great economy, but everybody's making $10 an hour and the housing prices are way the fuck past that.
Well, I mean, the average Utah makes a lot more than that, but
Where are the average Utahns at?
your parents. It's not you. It's not us. It's
There's the old average Utahns because I'm pretty sure
Probably.
everybody's having a shitload of kids. So I'm pretty sure whatever that average Utah number is in about 10 years, it's going to be real different.
yeah, probably. We'll see. I don't know.
And also job opportunities for my stuff is way lower.
Yeah, that's true. And that's where you'll get decent money. I don't know.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do, though.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Cool.
Joe, put me in your next movie. You pay me for it. I'm kidding. Nope. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm
if there's a
kidding.
part for you, I guess.
I'm kidding. You're not in it.
If there's a part that fits right for you. But yeah. Okay. We can be good, right?
Yeah.
I
All right.
already
Hey,
got on my
guys.
soapbox twice tonight. So
Thanks for hanging out on the Twitch, and we'll see you next time, whenever next time might be.